Hey everybody, it's your old pal Steve Moore here, owner of RUNMOORE, this fabulous brick and mortar running shop located in Westminster, Maryland. Thanks so much for tuning in today as we talk about the brand new Asics Novablast 5 that's coming out in December of 2024. This is a performance mid-cushion trainer, and on the spec side, it is an 8.6 ounce on the men's, 7.7 ounces on the women. It has an 8mm drop, coming in at 41 millimeters high down to 33 millimeters low. The upper is a breathable engineered mesh, and its midsole is the Flight Foam Blast Max, which is what they're using now in the new Glideride Max. So, before we dive into it a little bit, if you could do me a solid and like and subscribe if you haven't already to our channel, it's a fun, easy, free way to support the shop. And of course, if you wanted to pick up the Novablast 5, we'll have a link down below. Enter promo code RUNMOORE and you'll save 10%. Okay, so I kind of made up a category like 45 seconds ago, a mid-cushion performance trainer. And you know, as if you've watched our channel for a while now, you know, we have seen so many different splinterings of what we used to consider the running shoe family tree. That is always how I've sort of looked at shoes, is like how they connect, you know, to each other on a big tree. For whatever reason, I always like to think of that. And as I've gotten to doing this longer and owning the shop and doing the channels, we have seen so many new branches and it has gotten so muddled. And now this category has become a new big thing, and we'll kind of dive into that a little bit here, but a mid-cushion performance trainer. This separates itself from a mid-cushion daily trainer like the Asics Cumulus, because the midsole and sort of the weight and the design of it are quite drastic, even though these are both $140 shoes in the mid-cushion category designed for everyday use. It used to just be shoes like this in this mid-cushion that most brands were really pushing out. You know, from Asics we had the Cumulus, from Brooks you had a Ghost. You know, you had these $140-ish price point shoes that were meant for your everyday running. They were great, they had a higher drop, they were made of just like a traditional EVA midsole. You could walk, you can run, and that was sort of what was like the bread and butter for so many brands out there. That's what like the majority of people coming into run specialty were walking out with. Variations of that type of shoe. But in the last couple years, we've been seeing more shoes in this like fun, poppy, bouncy category come out. And quite frankly, for most people that come into our shop, like the distance goal on a shoe like this is quite ample for them. And so people that used to use a lightweight cushion shoe for maybe more tempos and such, and they'd really like that bouncy, fun feeling, you know, they were sort of starting to look for a shoe like that for every day. And you know, that's one thing that, like on a personal level, I gave a little chat this weekend to a running club, and I was talking about how I wish that I almost didn't ever start running in shoes that were so fun on my everyday, because it's hard to then go back to a shoe that we used to always have such great positive experiences with. So like now when you run in a shoe like a Novablast 5, you're like, I can't go back. And like a shoe like this has now gotten so prevalent in our marketplace, it's kind of hard to find where it fits in with everybody else, because there's a lot of different shoes in that category. But we are talking about other shoes in this category. You know, we might talk about a New Balance Rebel or maybe a Brooks Hyperion, you know, stuff in that bouncy performance category, and maybe not as high a drop as their counterpart in the neutral everyday cushion category. Of those shoes in that category, that at least that I sell here, this is sort of the most substantial of them. This has like the most, like, feels like an everyday shoe, but you can go run nice and fast in it. Some of the ones in that price point, they do feel, I don't want to say cheapy as in like a bad thing, but they're so light and airy, you think, I can't run super far in this shoe. It doesn't feel all that substantial underfoot, but this is, to me, we say like a tremendous value. It's got tremendous cushion. It's got great width. It has good step-in feel. It has good bounce to it. It has good geometry. It looks great. This has sort of, for us, we really liked the 4, and we're very strong on the 5. We got a chance to see this, you know, earlier this year when we were doing our bookings, and I think we all were excited that this shoe has like become such a big player in the marketplace. Really, all the Asics stuff that we have seen this year and going into next year look to be just directionally, just really putting them back to where they were, you know, 5-10 years ago, as on like the hierarchy of shoe brands out there. And this Novablast, being that this sort of category now has taken over so much of the industry, that mid-cushion performance trainer category. This, we think, will lead the marketplace in that. When you put this on against other shoes in that category, this just feels to me like the best one. And part of that reason is, for me and my big fat foot, my BFF, this fits the best. That's one thing in those shoes in that category, is they tend to run a little bit narrower because they're bent to be a little faster. But this just, you put it on and it feels like a nice, heavy cushion. It's got nice volume. It's plenty wide, and that is always a challenge for me. Plenty of width, plenty of cushion. You know, your depth in the shoe is good. In fact, I actually found the depth in this shoe a little bit better than version 4 on the Novablast. And that was one of my only little critiques, is I almost felt like I was kind of stepping out of it at time to time. I felt better locked in here. One of the other nice things on this shoe that's unique from other shoes in this category is this trampoline pad that they have here on the forefoot. Really extra little bounce as you're going through it. So not only does this Flight Foam Max midsole that they're using here have much more pop to it, and it's very light, but they even added like a little bonus here, like a little, hey, just one more thing to make this shoe that much more fun, and to separate it from something like the Cumulus, which to me now feels almost like a daily knock around, maybe walking kind of shoe. But I'm gonna go run it in this shoe, and I feel so fast and light and bouncy, but also enough cushion that I can go longer in it. When we're talking about shoes in that performance mid-cushion category, when people ask about how long I can run into it, like 10 miles, half marathon, of course, there's gonna be people that can run all day in it. That's great, congratulations. But for most of the people walking in here, we sort of prescribe 10 miles or less in a shoe like this, but there's no reason that I couldn't tell somebody to go run 15, 20 miles in this and not feel like I'm giving them bad advice. I feel that this shoe is certainly ample for most people to go run double digits and beyond in this shoe. So I think the fit is great. To me, the sizing is great. It has enough depth. If you needed to remove the insole and add something into it to give it a little more stability, you certainly can, because this is a neutral cushion shoe. So there's not any type of pronation control. So anything that you need to do is going to be sort of an aftermarket add-on. Shouldn't be a problem in this shoe. The lacing structure is great. It feels super locked in. I mean, all of the things that I want in a shoe like this, they have checked those boxes. You know, even the 8mm drop is a nice spot, because so many people are in that 6mm drop in this category, and it's like just a little bit different. And again, man, I love the look of the shoe. That's another one of the colors. This is the color that I have. We just got back from the running event out in Austin, Texas, where we picked up an award. Thank you very much. And everybody got a pair of these, and so everybody's walking around in this color. And even though I had the same pair, I was doing a lot of like, that's a good looking shoe, and then reminding myself, oh, I have that shoe in my bag. Awesome, very excited about it, because it does look great. And there you have it, the Asics Novablast 5, available December of 2024. And if you wanted to pick up this fine product, we'll have a link down below. And if you enter promo code RUNMOORE, just one word, RUNMOORE, you'll save 10% and we'll ship it out for free. If you find yourself in the greater Westminster, Maryland area, and why wouldn't you stop on by and say hello, there's a good chance you'll catch me here. Happy running, happy holidays, and as always, we'll see you around town. Thanks.